We now know a little bit more about Palworld and Nintendo and the lawsuit against Pocketpair that could have a drastic impact on Pocketpair's ability to do things in the future. So, what exactly is Nintendo up to here? Well, let's talk about what's going on. So all of this sort of came up again yesterday when there was a report on patent infringement on the Pocketpair website. Now, if you go over to the website, you can see the official statement here. Let me just enlarge a little bit. Report on patent infringement lawsuit. As announced on September 19th, 2024, the Pokemon Company and Nintendo Company Limited, hereinafter referred to as the plaintiffs, have filed a patent infringement lawsuit against us. We have received inquiries from various media outlets regarding the status of the lawsuit, and we would like to report the details and current status of this case as follows. Details of the lawsuit. The plaintiffs claim that Palworld, released by us on January 19th, 2024, infringes upon the following 3 patents held by the plaintiffs and are seeking an injunction against the game and compensation for a portion of the damages incurred between the date of registration of the patents and the date of filing. And then they talk about the target patents. We're going to get into what exactly is in those patents a little bit later in this video, but for now, let's just read what Pocketpair had written. Just know I will be following up on that in a second. The summary of the claim, though, is kind of interesting. An injunction against Palworld, payment of 5 million yen plus late payment damages to the Pokemon Company, payment of 5 million yen plus late payment damages to Nintendo Company Limited. We will continue to assert our position in this case through future legal proceedings. Please note that we will refrain from responding individually to inquiries regarding this case. If any matters arise that require public notice, we will announce them on our website, etc. So 5 million yen, if I actually, let's just bring up a currency. I should have had this ready. You'll notice that 5 million yen is not that much in the US dollar. It basically adds up to be, here, I'll just show you really quick. It adds up to be $32,745.02. Now, that's not that much money. What could be going on here? Well, Nintendo has a little bit of a trick up their sleeve. Before we get to that, though, please consider hitting that subscribe button, hitting that bell. Thank you so much for watching this far. And if you like this content, please hit that like button. So, what did Nintendo originally say? Because we can glean a little bit more info if we actually read into this a bit. Nintendo said that together with the Pokemon Company, they filed a patent infringement lawsuit in the Tokyo District Court against Pocketpair on September 18th. That is notable that it was in the Tokyo District and not the US District. This lawsuit seeks an injunction against infringement and compensation for damages on the grounds that Palworld, a game developed and released by the defendant, infringes multiple patent rights. Nintendo will continue to take necessary actions against any infringement of its intellectual property rights, including the Nintendo brand itself, to protect the intellectual properties it has worked hard to establish over the years. So a lot of people were like, yeah, we saw this coming. We knew that Nintendo would do something. And at the time, we were confused because it wasn't about anything of note. If we actually dive into what the patents are referencing, WarioWare has a good summary here. This one is about a game program, game system, game device that utilizes controlling the output signals based on the game's progress involving additional visual information provided to the game service. Example, by overlay to simulate a heads-up display. Okay, so that one seems kind of ridiculous. Simulating properties, behavior, or motion of objects in the game world. Example, computing tire load in a car race game using determination of contact between game characters and objects. And they're talking about basically like mechanics, for example, like throwing a ball that catches a Pokemon. That is one of the claims that they are alluding to. A lot of things in the patent just seem like really general. And to me, I find it very problematic that Nintendo has a grip on the suit in this manner, because if you think about something like the Nemesis system I have heard brought up by some other content creators, that can't be used by anybody else. And if Nintendo is able to win this case, it basically means no one's going to be able to use anything even vaguely close to what Nintendo does for their games in the future. And I don't like that. I think it inhibits creativity. It allows you not to put your own spin on things like Pocketpair did. Granted, I think they could have differentiated their characters a little bit more, but Nintendo's actually not going that route. That was the original claim, if you remember back to the comments on Twitter and online, were that they stole the Pokemon characters. They're not even considering that. Here's what Pocketpair originally said. Yesterday, a lawsuit was filed against our company for patent infringement. We received notice of this lawsuit and will begin the appropriate legal proceedings and investigations into the claims of patent infringement. At this moment, we are unaware of the specific patents. We now know the specific patents that are being infringed upon. Pocketpair is a small indie company based in Tokyo. Our goal as a company has always been to create fun games. We will continue to pursue this goal because we know that our games bring joy to millions of gamers around the world. Palworld was a surprise success this year, both for gamers and for us. We were blown away by the amazing response to the game and have been working hard to make it even better for our fans. We will continue improving Palworld and strive to create a game that our fans can be proud of. So, long story short, they feel unfortunate that any of this is happening. There's these patents. What is the play here exactly? GamesIndustry.biz actually commented on this and gave us a little bit more insight. Here's what's said in the article. I'll link it in the description if you want to read the whole thing. If Nintendo's litigation proceeds reasonably successfully in Japan and no global settlement is reached, and the claims in the patent applications above do not require substantial modification in order to arrive at allowance, Nintendo will undoubtedly have the opportunity to file a similar suit for patent infringement in the US. These are admittedly two pretty substantial ifs. Regardless, though, I think we are seeing just how seriously Nintendo views the threat of Palworld. Nintendo sees that Palworld has really captured, pun intended, the interest of the audience, and they've done something really interesting in a way that Nintendo has failed to over the last few years. The last few Pokemon games haven't been received tremendously well, and even if they have been, like, they're a moneymaker for Nintendo, undoubtedly. Nintendo knows that they need to get it together and push that genre forward, because now somebody else has entered and seen wild success because they took a crack at it. Florian Mueller, friend of the channel, said Pocketpair has to defend itself all the way. If they agreed to pay the $65,000 amount, it would create new problems instead of solving any others. Long story short, if they pay the amount, there's a chance that a bigger lawsuit could be filed in the United States. And that's sort of what I thought the play was here from Nintendo. And that is what the legal experts, people who are smarter than I am, are alluding to. Now, I think that would be really bad. I want to see more companies take a crack at a Pokemon-like game. Don't steal the assets, obviously, from Nintendo. Don't steal anything. But the idea of having something that's similar, I don't see that as a problem. And a lot of people talked about how Dragon Quest used a lot of similar things from other games. Even Pocket Monsters was the prelude to Pokemon. So there's always been inspiration in the games industry. And that's what I see from Pocketpair. It's a bunch of scrappy startup. They were talking about how they had flash drives and they were passing them back and forth to get the game done. And they got it done and out the door. And it was a huge success, bigger than they ever could have imagined. And I think there is a clear distinction between what Palworld is and what Pokemon is. Everybody seems in on the joke. Yeah, it's like Pokemon with guns, and they're into it. And now Nintendo is left in a spot where they're like, okay, well, we've been releasing Pokemon in this very old system. It's a long-running franchise for us. How are we going to innovate in an interesting way? Like, we can't do what they did. And it means that at the end of the day, sorry, I'm getting there, Nintendo will innovate in interesting compelling ways, they won't just rest on their laurels. They'll be able to be pushed forward because there is a competitor on the market. And I am all about competition because I truly believe that fair and honest competition means a better product for you. Anytime another company sees that someone else is doing something and they're doing it exceptionally well, they're going to go, we need to do that. We need to make our product better. We need to do XYZ better. And to me, that is exciting stuff. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. I think this is a very important lawsuit for gaming. I wish that we weren't able to lock things down in this way. And I hope that things work out in a way where gamers win at the end of the day. Gamers get a better product. Thank you so much to the members for supporting the channel. I do greatly appreciate you. If you would like to become a member, click that join button right down there below. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you want to see my last video about the Pocketpair stuff, you can check it out right there. I'm going to get out of here. Hopefully you enjoyed the PlayStation unboxing, but I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now, everybody.